Yes. Okay. So first, hi. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jennifer Khalsa Shimmel. I do many, many, many things. But for those of you who actually have been joining me for a while, I know we have some people who've been with me for a while here. You guys are actually all in for a treat because today, not only am I going to be bringing in a little bit of the Lemurian energy that I work with, but I'm also going to be bringing in something that I haven't actually shared, but is a very deep part of my spiritual practice and journey is Avalonian energy. So energy from Avalon, because we are dealing with spring equinox. We are dealing with the divine feminine and the divine masculine rebirthing, coming back, awakening from their dive into the underworld and their dive into the winter and into the crone and the divine masculine in his older form as well. So we're going to be diving into that energy, and I'm really excited for what I'm sharing with you all. Few little notes. If you have, you do not have to have these, but if you did come prepared and you have, this shows you guys that you can do ritual in any way. If you have your dirt and your seeds, have them on hand. We're going to be using them near the, I think, middle to end today to actually infuse your intentions, your big intentions for the rest of this year into these seeds. So make sure they're also not toxic, please, because they're going to go in your mouth. And I'll explain that a little bit more when we get there. We're actually going to be infusing these seeds and sharing our own DNA and energy signatures with our intentions. So that when we're planting them, we're also planting part of ourselves with this. Okay. So just make sure, because I need to make sure that you guys know that, so you're not putting toxic things in your mouth, please. And then being like, what just happened? Also, if you have it ready, you can do this later if you would like, but I really highly suggest you have some way to give an offering back after ceremony. That can be, I have a tiny little bit of red wine, because that's a bit from my tradition. You can do a dance afterwards. You can give a piece of bread with honey. You can give whatever, light a candle, whatever it is, but it's something that light some incense. If you have dried flowers at home, you can do that. Whatever it is, it's just something that you are giving back as an energetic exchange. Let me make sure my door is closed. I apologize. I have a puppy dog. Because we want to make sure that we are in co-creation. We want to make sure that we are not just saying, hey, I'm going to do this, and then I'm just going to go whatevs. You guys do you for me, right? And not sure that we are really giving something back. So it can be anything. It can be water that you say gratitude over. And you don't have to, if you don't have it ready, just make sure when we're done today, you just do something. You can even go out and give prayers and gratitude, whatever you'd like. But it's something that you're intentionally setting as an offering at the end in gratitude for this time. Okay. So does anybody have any questions before we start today? You can leave them in the chat box if you'd like, or if you're on the Facebook group live, you can let me know. If you're watching this on replay, just wherever you're seeing this, put that below so I can answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to get started. So make sure you're please not driving. You're in a safe place. We are going to be doing energetic work today. I am actually going to be taking you on a full guided meditation to sacred space in Avalon as well. It is a beautiful chamber of rebirth that I'm going to be guiding you guys through. So because it is energetic and multidimensional work, one, I'm going to be asking you guys permission because I'm going to be supporting your energy and your soul being going there, right? And two, I'm also telling you guys because I want to make sure you're being safe. Sometimes you can fall asleep during this. I have people fall asleep all the time if they're energy needs to go really deep on their own, you can zone out, you can go really deep in meditation. We just want to make sure everyone is being safe. So if you're driving or operating heavy machinery currently, if you could kindly either join us later if you know that you might be one of those people who really fall asleep, or just when we get to that deep part, you know, kind of just not go in as deep. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's being safe. So I don't see anything, any questions, so we're going to get started. Okay, quite a few people on Facebook. Just clearing the space, coming into this energy. So we're just going to open up our space and our ceremony. So making sure you're just in a comfortable space. We begin by asking permissions. So if you don't know the name or the sacred council of the land that you're in co-relationship with today, just go later explore that. If you do not, please input it as I start calling in and setting our sacred container and activating what I call our web grid. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be asking permissions and blessings to start our time together, and really calling in a multidimensional grid system, which I then use one of my Lemurian activations that I teach during the Journey to Lemuria course. And this is unique to me. So this is something special. If you've never worked with me, you're going to get to experience today that once we call in your grid system, I then crystallize it and we anchor it with gratitude into the earth and into source. Okay, so it's this beautiful anchor that becomes literally a circuit system. Let me just turn that off. I apologize, guys. Boop. I don't need that open anymore. Okay. Okay, so taking a deep breath in, exhaling. Make sure that's quiet. Okay. Taking a deep breath in. Exhaling, coming into your space. Okay. Going to call in the sacred light purification now. Really cleansing and the sacred light relationship healing. These are sacred light tools, these beautiful tools that are really going to help us cleanse our energy, cleanse the energy of all who are joining us. Okay, and then we're going to call in, before we activate our grid system, I'm going to call in the Lemurian light shield to really set a very firm, sacred light container for all those joining now and later, holding us in this sacred space, because we're going to be doing deep work. We want to make sure that the energy in the sacred space is held at a very high vibration. Okay, so just so you know what's happening. Don't worry if you've never gone through this before, okay? For those of you who are joining, I know I have some of my alumni joining me as well from the Lemuria course. Please call and activate your grid system as well. I will be doing this for everybody else, okay? So let's begin. Calling in the sacred light purification and the sacred light relationship healing tool for all those listening now and later, for myself, for the energy of Lemuria, the energy of Avalon, energy of the divine feminine, and the energy of the divine masculine. Now, divine love light creator, change it. Breathing here. Calling in now the Lemurian light shield. Welcoming in that solid shield of pure, high vibrational light. to shield and protect you in a beautiful dome of high vibrational protection and light, creating a very firm boundary, making it clear that only those that support the highest good of all are welcome in this space. Breathing. Seeing this beautiful light shield wrap around you, giving you the comfort that you are safe, protected, and surrounded by divine light. Thank you. So we're going to now call in our web grid, and then I'm going to activate everyone's grid system, crystallizing it. So just breathing here and allowing yourself to see and or feel, if that is how you experience things, whatever comes to you. Everyone's grid system is beautiful and unique, just like your soul or DNA or thumbprint. That's what makes these grids so powerful. So I'm going to be calling in and leaving space for your soul to get really specific, because it knows, and your guides and all the beings I'm going to be calling in know who is ready to come for you today. So if you're only used to either connecting to the earth or connecting to guides or just your ancestors or such, you're going to find that you have literally a sea of support of divine, ascended, and spirit beings that are going to be joining you today and that are connected to your soul. Okay, so breathe here. Let's begin. We ask permissions of the very land we sit upon today. This sacred, sacred land that has called us into relationship with it. I honor the land once called Pentucket. We ask permissions and blessings as we begin this ceremony today. We ask permissions and blessings of the original benevolent stewards of this sacred land, the wise council, the gatekeepers. We ask your permissions and blessings. I ask permissions and blessings of the Pentuck, the Pawtuck, the Wabanaki Confederacy, the Abenaki. We ask permissions for all of those councils that we have omitted today. Thank you. Okay. We call to the north, to the earth, the element of earth, all guides, guardians, and beings of the element of earth. We ask your permissions and blessings today, and we activate this point on the grid. We call to the ascended aspect of the earth, all divine beings connected to the earth and our soul that are called to support us today. We call that only those that support the highest good of all join us. We ask your permissions and blessings today. Thank you. We call to the east, all guides, guardians, and beings of east that support the highest good of all and the ascended aspect of the east. All beings connected to our soul that are connected to air. We ask permissions and blessings and activate these points on the grid. Thank you. We call to fire, all guides, guardians, and beings of fire and the ascended aspect of fire. Our womb space, our passion. We ask your permissions and blessings today, and we call you in. Thank you, and activate these points on our grid. Breathing here, just feeling that energy starting to pour in. We call to water, all guides, guardians, and beings of water and the ascended aspect of water, all divine beings connected to our soul, connected to water. We ask you permissions and blessings today. We activate this point on the grid. Thank you. We bring this in and we tie this at our heart space. anchoring these points on our grid system, this multidimensional grid at the heart. We call in our higher self, our oversoul, and we connect with it at our heart. We and our oversoul are the unified representation of the material and the physical expression of us and our energetic being and expression of the divine. So breathing in here, knowing that your higher self is coming in to help you anchor this beautiful grid system. Calling it in now. Okay, I'm going to crystallize everyone's grid now. So in Divine Love and Light, calling in the Lemurian web grid activation now. Creator, change it. Now I want you to feel into this grid and visualize from that center point of your grid at your heart center where you and your higher self are anchoring this beautiful multidimensional, multi-galactic grid system. Ooh, I almost forgot. I forgot 2 points on our grid. Oh my. We're going to be connecting now to our ancestral and our ascended aspect. I apologize, guys. Breathing here. I was wondering why it felt so short. We call to our ancestors, all holy, healed, benevolent ancestors. We're going to use them and we're going to anchor our grid system now through the earth. So visualizing from your heart all the way down through your feet. We ask permissions to connect into the very core of the earth. Feeling that cord go down through your ancestral lineage, down through your feet, creating another point on your grid system to anchor this crystallized grid, going down, out through your feet, out through your ancestors, down through the earth, all the way down to the very core of Gaia, very core of this material existence. Anchoring and rooting in here. And then feeling this connection and the beautiful continuous flow of energy up through that cord into you, going through your grid system as we're completing it, and then back down, grounding, transmuting back out through your feet, continuously flowing up and down and rooting down. Just experiencing what that connection is for just a moment. Now we call in the last point of our grid system, all ascended aspects. So we ask permissions and blessings and call to all guides, guardians, ascended masters, angels, archangels, multidimensional, multigalactic beings that support the highest good of all. We welcome you and we connect this into our grid system now. Thank you. There we go. And now from your heart, imagining this cord now extending up from the earth and now up through the heart, up through your head, up through this highest point on your grid, connecting you to the ascended aspects of the universe, and then out through that, out, as far as you can go to the very point of oneness, to the core of all creation, primal source energy, the heart of the universe. Anchoring your grid now in completing its circuit to source. And as you anchor in here, your grid is complete. And the flow now of source energy is also coming down, flowing through your entire grid system, back in to the earth, up from the earth, through your grid system, up to the universe. And again, this is truly an expression of equinox, the balance of the universe. At equinox, we honor and celebrate the balance, be it spring equinox or fall. It is the balance point between light and dark, active and passive. It is a point of rebirth or of harvest and abundance, right? This grid system is an energetic experience of this complete balance point. You in your physical form are part of this. Your connection to the earth is part of this. Your connection of source and as a divine expression is part of this. You and this moment are balance, our integrated expression of the universe. Breathe in here and just really feel in for a moment your grid and that complete integrative balance point of you. So I'm going to be guiding us to 2 parts. This is a meditation that came forward to share with you guys all today from source and from the grid system that I work with and all of the beings I work with. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to move straight in from that energy into our planting manifestation to be harvested energetically in the next 6 months. So this is your really big intention. Now, I want to remind you of the cycle as we're going through this meditation too. You can be thinking, if you don't already know what you would like to be planting, intentions to come into fruition need action. So whatever you are setting for your intention, understand that you will be a co-creator with the universe with this. So if this is something that does not, let's say you're like, I'm manifesting $1 million. Great. The universe will also say if you may or may not be ready for that. It may say this is something that's much bigger. But you can't also say, I want to manifest $1 million or complete debt free or, let's say the love of my life, and then sit back and say, okay, thank you. Yes, we do need to release and allow universe to help shift and orchestrate and guide us. But if we're sitting back and say, you do you, I'll just be here waiting, nothing will happen because you're not co-creating. So make sure whatever you are calling in, you are ready to actively participate in. That may be as simple if it is a new job or manifesting love that you check the classifieds every day or whatever it is, be actively maybe looking, that you are open to relationship, that you are healing, that you are putting yourself out there, right? The universe will take care of all the rest, but you have to say, I trust you and I'm going to do my part. Remember, it's balance. So we want to make sure that you guys are aware of that, because I always see these beautiful big intentions that people set. And it breaks my heart knowing that most of those people are not going to follow through because and I am one of those. I have done this many times. That's why it does break my heart, because I know personally what happens, right? And that doesn't mean play small. It just means that understanding that you are being asked to do your part. So make sure that whatever you're setting, you actually are ready to do your part. If it's just I would love to do this one day, but I really don't actually want to do anything to do it, maybe choose something else, because that may be also telling you that you're not ready and that's not in alignment with you right now. Okay? So let's dive in now for our guided meditation. And if you would like, you can also open yourself up and allow your grid and this meditation to gift you what the universe is calling you to co-create with it, what is ready to be planted, to birth as we go through this beautiful cycle into fall and harvest, right? Okay. Breathing here now, feeling into your grid, feeling into your heart space. I'm going to just invite in now the beautiful energy of divine feminine and divine masculine, the beautiful maiden and rebirth, the flowers springing, the animals awakening, and divine masculine, a beautiful, often represented in Avalon and in Celtic as this green man, as this vibrant, masculine, shining energy, right? We are starting to awaken. So I'm going to call that energy in now. True balance of feminine and masculine in its most sacred form. I'm just inviting, asking permissions and blessings as we embark on this journey of rebirth into the sacred temple at Avalon, in this space of rebirthing. We begin our journey at the foot of the great hill in ancient Avalon, where the streams and the pool of sacred cleansing waters flow from deep in the heart of the earth. This is sacred water. This is water infused with pure divine energy. And this is where we begin our journey. I want you now to step in to this water, allowing it to wash you clean, to cleanse anything of the shadow and the winter from this last phase of your life as you step in to rebirth and renew, that is ready to be washed away. This crystalline, cool water running over your entire being. Allowing yourself to splash it up and over your head. Floating and cleansing you. We give gratitude to the beautiful cleansing energy of water. When you're ready, stepping out of this water, giving gratitude, and beginning your journey through the woods to this beautiful temple you see up on a hill. Begin your journey, walking forward, noticing the beautiful landscape all around you of ancient Avalon, the trees, the beautiful golden sun rising, And as you make your way up to the hill, you see the sacred guardians of this temple, of the divine feminine and masculine. And they ask you what you are willing to offer. What are you ready to release and give up for your journey? Don't think hard about this. Allow your soul to offer up anything. And they nod in gratitude, accepting your gift, and open the doors to the temple. Stepping in, you see a beautiful temple lit with fire and a central table in the center. Go and lie on this temple, on this beautiful table. This is the space of your rebirth. I'm going to put on music now, and I'm going to begin calling in the energies of the sacred Avalon rebirthing. So breathing here, allowing all of this energy to flow. The sacred guardians of Avalon. Welcome in. User of rebirth activation now. Allowing yourself to see, feel whatever is being shared with you as your body, your soul, your being is experiencing this awakening. Rising like the phoenix, you are like the spirit of the earth, awakening and rebirthing for this new journey. Now, as you awaken on this table, you notice the great divine feminine and the great divine masculine step forward, each offering you a blessing in complete harmony harmony, love, and guidance for this journey ahead. Remembering we are both masculine and feminine. We physically identify as one or the other, emotionally or energetically identify as one or the other. All beings are a mixture of both. Both have been wounded over eons. But on this sacred day, you are their emissary. You are sharing in their healing and rebirthing. You are helping the feminine rise and the masculine heal. Bring your hand on your lower abdomen, your womb, and your heart. Welcoming in the energy that they are sharing and offering your love and healing to them. We call in energy to support you while this is happening. Breathing here now. You rise from the table and emerge from the temple to a glorious and beautiful new day. Now, if you have your seeds, please welcome them in for this next part. I would like you to put your seeds under your tongue and keep them there until I tell you to shift them. So if you have that, you can do that. If not, just follow the visualization instead, okay? We ask permissions and blessings, oh great dream seeds of our life and physical seeds that will be holding our dreams. We bow in gratitude to you. We welcome you into this beautiful co-creating ceremony. As you emerge from the temple, find a beautiful space of land. Stay here. I'm going to call in now a sacred soul alignment called highest intention. Making sure that the intentions you are infusing are of the highest intention, right? That are for the good of the collective, that will bring you joy, that are a manifestation, a expression of your soul's journey and purpose here in this life. So just allowing that to come in now, calling that energy in, divine love and light, calling in the highest intention, alignment, sacred soul. Allowing whatever is coming up to infuse into your seeds now. We ask that these intentions be of service to the collective, to our soul, to our mission here. When you're ready, taking your seeds and planting them in the dirt. And if you're comfortable, you can even spit on them as well, as that is your own sacred water and again, your DNA. Just infusing your gratitude for these seeds and your own energy and DNA into the earth. So if you'd like to do that, go right ahead. Now we're going to anchor all of this in today. I'm going to call in to bless these seeds and these intentions, some abundance energy, right? So joy, we're going to ask for confidence, right? Because when we ask for really big things, we can sometimes become very frightened when they actually present themselves if we're not ready. So the confidence and the faith and the bravery to take this big leap that you are asking for, to trust that the universe is truly guiding you in the best and perfect way for what you have asked for or something better, right? So we're going to ask that in now. Asking our entire web grid system to grant us grace, courage, bravery, and faith in the universal flow and rhythm, trusting that it is all working for our highest and best and that of the collective. Trusting that as we co-create and co-participate in this intention over the next 6 months, the universal plan will be revealed. And something beyond our wildest dreams, or even better maybe than you're hoping for, will blossom and birth into this world. Bring your hands to your heart. We offer such gratitude. Gratitude to the earth, to the air, to fire and water, and the beings and guides connected to these elements. To all divine beings connected to these elements, to our ancestors, healed and loving us and supporting our journey, and to all ascended beings, multidimensional beings, multigalactic beings that are supporting our journey and ascension in an integrated and grounded way for the healing of our entire collective and our soul expression today. We give gratitude to the very land we sit on today and the wise counsel and stewards of this land. Anchoring all of this at your heart. May this intention and these beautiful birthing next 6 months be filled with abundance, joy, and expansion in a grounded and beautiful way for you. So I'm going to call in some energy now, allowing it to flow through, calling in the Penumbra Awakening activation and alignment, glittering gold now. That high vibrational, beautiful energy of pure abundance. Calling in abundance of the stars, that abundance that is ever expanding. Calling that in now as well. And calling in the sacred soul alignment now, the dolphin alignment for pure joy on this journey, knowing that the journey is not always going to probably be a high, but that you always come back to the joy in your intention and journey. Calling that in now. Thank you. Anchoring all of this now into every cell of your being, into your entire web grid system, into your heart, your high heart, into your roots, and into every energetic fiber of your being. Taking a deep breath in now. We're going to close out. So if you have your offering, you can offer it now, or after we close, just take something out in gratitude for the support of the universe as you have planned in for this beautiful energy. So, closing out now, we give gratitude for our entire web grid system, all of these energies anchoring into every single fiber of our being, and we now release our web grid, allowing it to dissolve its crystalline form, knowing that this energy will continue to flow for you over the next few days. So be aware of your dreams, of signs, of guidance from the universe. Take one last deep breath in. Exhale it out. When you're ready, if you've had your eyes closed, open your eyes. I hope everybody is doing well, has come back with me. So make sure that if you're watching this now, if you're watching this on the replay, that you're taking notes, being aware to all little signs, all big signs. And remember that this is not necessarily a few-day thing that we just did. This is, if you planted something big especially, this is at least a 6-month journey. So allow that yourself to be open to that unfolding for signs, and don't get discouraged if a month from now you're like, what's going on? But be also open that beautiful, small, and maybe large miracles are already starting to unfold in your life. Now, remember too, guys, if this is new for you, I have on the YouTube an AM and also the PM, but the AM will be really great for this daily healing / affirmations. That'll keep your energy kind of aligned with that. So just make sure to go over there for that resource if you need it. It's the Start Your Day with Jennifer Khalsa Shimmel, and it'll kind of recalibrate your energy every day and remind you to be aware and really kind of set those intentions that you are welcoming all of those miracles, all that abundance, all that joy every day. Okay, so if you need that kind of daily support to help keep that energy, if you're one of those people, I know I am, where I do ceremony and it's great, and then I'm like, and now what? That's one of those ways where you can keep that. You can listen to it every single day from now until the end of time if you wanted to. It'll help keep recalibrating your energy. And if you have your seed, take your seed and listen to that energy as well and share that joy, because remember, your seeds are your dreams. So you want to be continuing to infuse your energy and dreams into your seeds. So that's a really good, simple way. Trust me, I understand life and the spiritual journey colliding. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old who are always running around. So these are the simple ways that you can manifest really big things in your life, okay? And if anybody has anything, any questions or anything like that, any questions about the Lemurian stuff, that training is open. Message me. You can, ask me any questions about that. If you are one of those people who was doing the Lemurian light pool, I shared that in preparation for this. Please do not go back to the light pool right after this or anything like that. Give all of that a few days to settle. You can't always go back. That's one of the things that I teach in the Lemuria course as well. I tune you to that. So for those of you who have been doing that, all of y'all now have a break for a few days. Let all this energy and everything settle, okay? Don't go be jumping into like, I'm going to keep tuning it, because you might overload your system. It may not have seemed like a lot today, but today was huge. So the daily, you can totally listen to day AM, PM if you are doing that. I know a lot of people really enjoy the AM, PM meditation. That one's totally fine to do, but nothing big. Give yourself some space for the next few days, okay? So unless anybody has any other questions, make sure to leave them below if you're watching the replay. Otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye.